We have a lot of other attractions. We have trampolines. We have a Ninja Warrior course that's filled with 3 feet of plastic balls that the kids love to fall into. We have a battle beam where the kids will have a battle wand. They knock each other off into a foam pit. Trampoline dodgeball, trampoline basketball.
Okay, I am here with a very special guest, one of our longest advertisers, actually. His name is Ari Moses. Ari is the owner-operator of Urban Air, okay, which I think probably almost everyone in our readership, I'm going to tell you, kudos to you, has taken their kids multiple times to.
Kudos to you because your paper has promoted it.
Thank you. I think you called me up over a decade ago, and you were just moving to the community, and you told me about Urban Air. You told me you were starting, and by the way, Urban Air was a brand new concept. It was. At least to this area.
For sure, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Tell me a little bit about Urban Air, because I remember you telling me about it then, and you've opened up that first one in South Hackensack, and I know you've grown tremendously. So,
right.
So give me the Urban Air Ari Moses story.
The Urban Air brand itself started in 2011. And 15 or 20 stores opened up over the next 5 or 6 years. And in 2016, we signed on as the 22nd franchisee.
But first one in our area, Northeast.
First one in our area.
Yeah.
They're a Texas-based company. So there was a cluster in Texas and one in Arkansas and, around that area.
No one had ever heard of it.
No one ever heard of it. Mm-hmm. But we, my partner and I were seeking out something, an opportunity, and we looked at all of the brands and all of the franchises, and we found that Urban Air had the best opportunity, the best attraction mix. And so we went forward. We were the 22nd franchisee in South Hackensack. We opened our store the week before Pesach in 2017, which was...
Was it a good thing?
It was incredible timing. It was terrible timing.
Okay, got it. I'm assuming Pesach is probably like the world's. It's like Super Bowl for at least our community.
Chol Hamoed is a very busy time. Yeah. It's a busy time.
Okay.
So we became the 22nd franchisee. We opened up that week, and it was very busy. The community came out in droves during Chol Hamoed, and the wider non-Jewish community also came out. So it became a very busy spot right away. And we quickly shot to number 1 on the Urban Air chart of 22 locations.
Is that because of density, because of community, just better locations than some of the other areas in the country?
I think it's all of those things. I like to think it has something to do with the operator as well. But definitely all of those are major factors. To compare a store in Texas to a New York metropolitan area, it's not a fair comparison.
Actually, you know what? Not everyone here has, maybe, I'm assuming, I've been to Urban Air. I know there's a lot of jumping, but just give me the basic Urban Air pitch.
Right. And so I'm glad you asked that, because the reason why there's a lot of competitors out there today, and there were a few back then, and most of them were trampoline parks, which is basically they took a warehouse, they threw some large trampolines in them, and with a staircase to get up to a platform, and you're jumping on trampolines. Whereas Urban Air had a very different concept. It was trampolines, so you don't lose any of that, but it was also the adventure park concept. And that's where we differ from the others. A lot have copied that now, and there's more of that in the market. But
imitation's a good thing. It means the model works.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of other attractions. We have trampolines. We have a Ninja Warrior course that's filled with 3 feet of plastic balls that the kids love to fall into. We have a battle beam where the kids will have a battle wand. They knock each other off into a foam pit. We have trampoline dodgeball, trampoline basketball. And we added, after we opened, VR became a big thing. So now we then added VR, and we've added some more VR machines.
VR jumping or just VR?
No. You're either we have some sitting machines where the machine will move you, and then we have some where you put on a headset and you roam around.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I consider like traditional VR.
Traditional VR, right? Okay. Roaming.
if such a thing could be said about virtual reality.
It's become traditional, I guess.
That's so interesting. So hold on. Let's before we get to talk about Urban Air, give me the Ari Moses story. What led you? First, did you know you want to do something with kids? Give me a little bit of your background.
So I, right out of college, I went into the mortgage industry. I became a loan officer. I worked for a few years as a loan officer. One of the guys I was working with came to me and proposed we should go off on our own and do this together. So we did. It was a very successful business. We ran it until 2010. This was in the mid-'90s. So for about 15 years, we operated the business until 2010.
You survived 2008.
We survived 2008 because we didn't do subprime. We were a conventional and FHA lender, like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, traditional loans, and FHA. We were an FHA direct endorsed underwriter, so we were writing our own loans, funding them. So we became a decent-sized mortgage banker. We were operating in a lot of states. And then the market changed. The Dodd-Frank Act came into play, and we decided we were going to leave on a high note, and we transferred out our pipeline of loans in process, and we exited the business.
Just like that. Just like you closed down.
That's it.
Wow.
But I stayed partners with my partner. We bought and sold some real estate, and we tried some other things. And then in 2016, I came across this idea. By then, now I had some little kids, 3 little kids. And
Probably not so little anymore.
They're not so little, but they're still little. And so I was looking for something that was going to be family-friendly, most importantly.
So your kids, in a sense, guided interesting. Okay.
Yep. I looked at some other opportunities that weren't kid-friendly. And I still think that they're good opportunities. And people from the community have called me and said, and I give them these ideas I would love someone to execute on. But so I was looking for something that was family-friendly. I was looking for something that had an opportunity that was on the growth curve on the way up, similar to the way the mortgage business was in 95 or 94 when we opened. And these kid play spaces were starting to pop up. A lot of them were bouncy houses or different types of things, but this was a really unique concept that had really just started becoming popular. So we felt like this is an opportunity. We're low on the growth curve, and also it's family friendly, and it's 100% kosher. There's no there's nothing controversial about it.
Correct. That was important to you, really.
And that was important because we wanted to be able to serve our community, our own family, even to the extent where we have a boxing thing. The boxing bag comes down and you punch it, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a girl pictured on the machine that was dressed not so sneeze, so we changed the way that she was dressed on the machine.
Would you? Okay, got it. You gave her clothes.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
So yeah, because we want to accommodate everybody, from the most Hasidish to non-Jews.
Yeah, that's interesting. So so you flew out to Texas to see one of these places?
Yep, we flew out to see some other competitors first that we were investigating. Then we went to Texas. When we came back from Texas, we saw a location in Waxahachie, Texas. I'm not sure any of your listeners have heard of it.
I haven't.
Small little town. The employees there had never left Waxahachie, but the place was still busy and they were doing great. And we just thought this is something we need to move forward on right away.
And how'd you find it? Like Entrepreneur Magazine, the web? Like how'd you?
Yeah. Well, we went to some shows, some conventions, franchise shows. Although Urban Air did not exhibit there, they weren't soliciting. Then we decided we'll look on do our own due diligence, and then I think we found really all of the competitors in the whole market. And we tried to analyze, and we found Urban Air was the best.
So you opened up in South Hackensack, and I understand that you are the largest, second largest. What's the?
So we're the number one franchisee. We operate South Hackensack, Brooklyn, and now in Parsippany. Those stores are all the top stores in the chain. There's now over 200 stores. So in the last 10 years, they've grown from 20 to 200. Wow. The umbrella of it's Unleashed Brands owns Urban Air. They also own the Little Gym. And some other Sylvan Learning Center and some others. So there's a little gym locally. We all go to the same convention, and it's all under the same umbrella. So we were doing great, and we saw that this is something that everybody loves, and we wanted to. I don't know how to sit still, and neither does my partner.
Was it right away? By the way, South Hackensack was a hit right away. It was
South Hackensack. It was a blessing and a curse that we opened for Pesach. Because of that, it was busy no matter what. And
so you're saying you're the rare business that the first month was. It may have been like you may have been blown away by it, but you were making money from the get go.
In that store, other stores that we opened it took longer, but
makes sense.
Yeah. So much so I remember. So generally, my family goes away for Pesach.
Not that year. Yeah.
No. So and we had these plans, and the Pesach programs are pretty intense, and we were scheduled to go to one. So I said to my partner, I'm going. I'll be available by phone on Chol HaMoed, but I'm going to be away. I'll be there for the first opening days, and then I had to leave. And I remember when Chol Hamoed hit, it was, I was in Florida. I think we were on our way to Disney World or something. And then my partner calls me up, literally, it's madness in here. And it was just.
Wait, hold on. Did you advertise to be there for it? Was I?
Probably.
Wow.
Probably.
So I'm saying you must have. Wow, that's, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, first you said it was 2016, the first time. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we open up a store, we do it with a big grand opening. We give away 200 annual passes. So whoever waits online for the store, they get once a week. They get to come for free for the first year. So we give away 200 of those.
So basically, there's like a thing. There's a long line in front of every store.
Long line in front of every opening.
Okay, got it.
The promotion through the Jewish Link, through our other channels, it brought the people in.
Did your partner make you fly back, or he just
so he was not
yelled
happy.
You on the phone?
Yeah, he yelled at me on the phone.
Okay.
There was a lot of phone calls that week.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, I remember being in Disney World and talking about this stuff. So it was a crazy time, but thank God it was great. So we learned a lot from that. For example, we didn't have stanchions, like a stanchion line that you walk through. It was just people at the front, like a mob at the front counter.
And now you have stanchions outside and inside also.
So
right?
now we learned.
Yeah, crowd control.
Yeah, crowd control. So now we have the stanchions. We have a line for prepaid tickets, a line where you didn't buy a ticket, a birthday party. So we try to make it. So we've learned a lot over these years to try to make the operation run more smoothly. So we maintain our number one position. There's a few stores that we jockey with every month, but we're always in the top 10. We're 30 or 40% of the top 10 every month.
That's awesome. Tell me about store 2, store 3, store 4.
Well, then we opened up in Milltown, New Jersey, which is right next to East Brunswick.
Yeah, actually, funny you say Milltown. To me, Milltown is, I think it's enclosed by East Brunswick. It's basically like Milltown is East Brunswick.
Essentially, yeah. There's the same address in Milltown as there is in East Brunswick. When we were opening, a lot of our stuff went there. It was somebody's house. We had to go to that guy's house and pick up the stuff and bring it to the park. We opened up Milltown, smaller location. It's more of a sleepy kind of community there. It's not really the metropolitan area.
I look at that as like that's real suburbia. South Hackensack, that's like you're right off the highway, like right. literally right off the highway.
Right.
So.
In South Hackensack, we're drawing from Manhattan. We're getting from all over the place. So Milltown is more the neighborhood. The people who live nearby, that's the people that are coming. So, but it does well. It's a smaller location. Feels more family friendly, maybe even because it's more cozy. So maybe the little kids even like it better. Give
me a sense of size. Like how big is South Hackensack? If you don't know the numbers offhand, like are we talking like 10,000?
No. South Hackensack is about 50,000 feet. Milltown's about 30,000 feet.
Significantly smaller.
Yeah, significantly smaller. And then a year after that, we opened up in Avenel, New Jersey, which is near Rahway. That's a decent sized store. That's about 40,000 square feet also.
And how do these why'd you go south instead of north? Like, you have the New Jersey territory. You could have gone to Rockland, North, and New York State.
Yeah, we could have gone into Rockland. We felt like the opportunity was better in northern Jersey, and now we're really only focused on the New York metropolitan area. So we'll be opening our second store in Brooklyn coming up, and we're looking at Manhattan and even Long Island, but we're not really looking so much further in southern Jersey anymore.
Because it just becomes hard to manage?
For the economies of scale to share services and things like that, it's easier if I need to send somebody from one store to the other or send something's broken.
You don't want to be more than, let's say, like an hour and a half ride?
It makes it a little easier. And also the density of the population up here is much stronger, so much more dense. So we're operating a 50,000 square foot facility with 100 employees and very high electric bills and insurance and all these other expenses. So we need to pack the place. We need to have a lot of people. So people walk in, they say, wow, it's packed in here. It has to be packed in here. Right. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to survive.
Yeah, interesting.
So we opened up in Milltown. We opened up in Avenel. And then we began our construction for Brooklyn.
But Brooklyn was calling you, basically.
Brooklyn was calling us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, and the people like Lakewood, for example, they started coming to South Hackensack, or they began to taste it with Milltown and Avenel.
They did in Milltown and Avenel. Then I would say probably the southern Jersey market. Then we decided we're not going to pursue it, and we released it to other prospective franchisees.
Okay, so the city's calling. So we opened Brooklyn. First of all, where's the first one? The Brooklyn.
It's in Sunset Park in Brooklyn.
Close to the water, right?
Close to the water. We had always been looking in Brooklyn, Manhattan. The boroughs are very appealing. The density of population, the number of kids, the incomes. but the rents are outrageous, and the space is not really available because we have very specific requirements. We need high ceilings and wide columns and things like that. And parking. So we found a space in Brooklyn in Sunset Park, and had some space available for parking. So we decided we're going to move forward with that space. During the construction, COVID hit.
Oh wow!
So we were lucky, we were blessed to be able to pause our construction, and we sublet the space until we were able to get back in and start building again.
How'd you do during COVID? How'd you survive? I just realized your business is literally, depending on people coming to.
Yeah, it was awful. It was just awful. We were very targeted. Our industry was targeted. Our type of business, public assembly, things like that. And so we were shut down fully, like everybody was.
For almost how long for you?
So it was a slow progression, probably over a year by the time we were back to full 100%. But we were, waiting with bated breath every time, Murphy would speak. And what's the new,
restriction, going to be assembly gathering, yeah.
Right. So they started with, okay, you can rent to families only. Like your family could rent the whole facility, and no other family is allowed to come in. Then they said you can do 25% capacity, 50%. So then we eventually got to 100%. It was always 6 feet. It was always masking. We got hospital-grade disinfectants. We changed our whole cleaning process. It was extremely intense. We put these stickers on all the door handles that reject germs. It was just an outrageous level of protection from germs that we put into place. And eventually, it came back. And in the first year after COVID, it was a great year, probably our best year. It's leveled off even since then because people were really chomping at the bit to get out.
And besides, every year has been better than the year before?
I mean, pretty much. That year we had a little bit of a spike, and that's pretty much leveled off. But yeah, we're relatively consistent.
And price is the same, by the way. The Brooklyn store, is Avenel the same price as South Hackensack and Brooklyn?
No, there are all different prices based on attractions mostly, and also the market. So in Brooklyn, it's much more expensive to operate the store. Our minimum wage is much higher, rents are much higher, so our rates are higher. But we offer some things there that are not offered in South Hackensack.
Let's hear.
So we have bumper cars, flip zone, spin zone bumper cars.
You have a bumper car? Really? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You need a lot of space for bumper cars to do them right, I guess.
Yeah, well, they're spin and flip, so you're spinning and flipping besides just moving around. So you don't need to move that far, but it's almost more fun when you don't move far because you're bumping into more people. So I think the kids like it.
Meaning, like with a bigger bumper car, you can kind of like hang out in the corner and not,
you don't get to fun.
That's interesting. Okay, got it.
So we have the bumper cars. We also have a ropes course, an aerial ropes course that kids can climb. In the new Brooklyn location, we have a sky rider. It's a zip line that goes in a loop around the park. So you're up, in the air over the park.
That kind of makes sense, actually. It kind of goes with the urban air ethos in a sense.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
interesting.
So these are like the sky rider was developed by Urban Air. Some others have copied it now. The plastic bowls in the Warrior course are unique to Urban Air. So we have some things that are very unique to Urban Air. And the most exciting thing that we're adding now that we're putting in our new Brooklyn store is slides. Huge slides, like you would see in a water park, but with no water.
Into like pits of like foam.
Into pads, yeah. So you'll spin in a slide, you'll go in like a loop in a slide. So I tried the slide yesterday for the first time. Okay. It's fast.
Which you want it to be.
Right? I want it. No, it is. Yeah.
They need the thrill, so you have to make sure that. But there's a way to keep you have to grease them or something to keep them fast.
You know what? This one had no treatment whatsoever, and I slid right down. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe over time.
But you are not the average. The test. You got to test it with kids, though. Correct?
I don't. Yeah. I think I probably went faster than the average kid. The weight has something to do with it. But yeah, so we're excited about the slides, and we're in the process of upgrading South Hackensack also.
Yeah, you were telling me tell me about the renovation.
So we're going to do a full renovation in South Hackensack. We've already started with flooring and paint and things like that, but we're also going to add slides to South Hackensack, and another attraction, probably the spin flip zone, will come to South Hackensack also. So we try to stay ahead of the curve. The store is now almost 10 years old.
I was going to say, like, after 10 years, You probably need to, like, I mean, some franchise, I know, like a Dunkin' Donuts, for example, you have to renovate us every few years, like, or maybe there's wear and tear, is there?
Right. So I think Dunkin' Donuts, the franchisor, probably compels their franchisees to do that. In this case, it was voluntary. We recognize that there's more competition. They're doing different things. We want to make sure we stay ahead of them. And this is a really exciting attraction, the slides. That's why I wanted to do it personally. I've never done some of the other attractions. I don't test them all.
That's okay.
But I wanted to personally be able to know, how does that slide feel?
Love it. Okay, got it.
So yeah, we're excited about the slides, and we're excited about the new attractions. The ropes course is going to be in Brooklyn and Gateway Center. And this one's in Gateway Center in Brooklyn, which is near the Queens border.
Yeah, well, I have a question. Was it like Sunset Park is not, I mean, it's on the other side of Brooklyn, but it's not really that, I mean, it's a 15, 20-minute ride. But you basically felt that Brooklyn was dense enough, it can support another one.
Right. And the way the crow flies with no traffic, you'd be there in a few minutes. But generally, to get from one end of Brooklyn to the other, it's not so easy. So, but there'll be some overlap for sure. We had that in South Hackensack and Parsippany. People who are right in between. It's a 30-minute ride. So if you're 15 minutes from either one, you could.
That's true. That's right. Are you considering going further out into like Long Island or?
Yes. We have our eye on Nassau County also.
Okay. Because true, the Gateway is not crazy far from the five towns, so
right. It could be. We're hoping. We do a lot of bar mitzvahs in South Hackensack.
I was actually going to ask you about that because parties are a big. First, I know that I just heard that Frisch came to you. I don't know if I think I mentioned that to you before we were on the air. I know definitely schools and camps have been big, but I know parties are just a big piece of our urban air.
Right. Well, I mean, we do most of the schools, and all summer long we're booked with camps. Some camps are coming from very far, Catskills, and I feel like they enjoy the bus ride or something because they come every year.
So summer is your busiest time?
It's busy. It's more consistent. In the winter, we're very busy on weekends and not so busy during the week. In the summer, we're consistently busy all week long and then a little bit later on the weekends.
Is it all about groups? Like, meaning the walk-in is kind of like just like gravy, but the key is really getting those schools and camps to come year round. And
for the summer, the schools and the camps in the summer are the key, for sure. But we do a lot of walk-in business. It's probably 50-50.
Interesting.
Probably 50-50.
Okay. And what kind of, you said full bar mitzvahs? People are doing bar mitzvahs, bar mitzvahs too?
Yeah, absolutely. So in South Hackensack, when it was under construction, I was trying to remember the name of the two families that put their confidence in us while we were constructing and booked the bar mitzvah, and they were our first event.
They trusted when you said you're opening a week before Pesach. They trusted.
They
you.
did, yeah.
Wow. Okay, kudos to them.
I remember there was two families, and the one father was very skeptical. Made me put all kinds of disclosures in our agreement and everything, but it all worked out, thank God. So our first. The launch of the park was with kedusha. It was a bar mitzvah.
Wow.
So it was really nice to have that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and we've appealed to the community, and we try to accommodate. We let everybody run it the way they want.
Remind me, you don't have an in-house caterer. People just bring whatever. Right?
If you do your bar mitzvah, we will do as little or as much as you want. Some people just say, give me the space. I'm going to bring in an event planner and a decorator, and you're not even going to recognize it, and we don't. And some people say, I'm not doing anything. Your park is awesome. I'm just bringing 100 kids. And the kids have the same amount of fun either way.
Hold on, but let's say if I say, hey, I want a food package, like, do you offer that at all or not?
Not for bar mitzvahs, no. That's, we offer for like birthday parties and things like that.
That's really cool. Okay, interesting. What's date opening is of Gateway in Brooklyn is when?
So we're projecting right now 2 weeks. We haven't announced the official date, but we're about 2 weeks out. So it's built, it's done. We're just waiting for final inspections by government agencies and things like that.
You benefit because you already have a staff in Sunset Park that can kind of help out a little bit?
Not so much, a little bit. We'll send a few people, but we need them in Sunset Park. So the benefit of that overlap is that if a manager gets sick or he's stuck,
right,
I can send somebody over there from a different park or something like that. So we're never really, caught without anybody. But sharing staff is a little hard because these kids, they usually live very close to the park.
Yeah, I meant, the kids running are locals, but I meant more managers.
Right. So from our main office in South Hackensack operates all of the parks. We have an office in the back of the park that nobody sees, and that looks like your office with partitions and computers and
that's where you are most.
And that's where I am. And so that's where everything operates out of for all the parks.
How often do you try to get to see all the locations? Like once a week, once a month?
I'm not out at the locations very often. So we have people who go. We have a quality control manager who travels. He goes once a week to all the locations. And I have a partner who I've been partners with since the mortgage business in the 90s. And he goes to locations more than I do.
He likes to touch and feel it.
Yeah, he's more in that area. We divide and conquer. There's a lot to be done.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the truth is, actually, between you and me, until you got on, I didn't know there was a partner. Okay. I thought it was all Ari Moses, and I didn't realize there was a partner. But the truth is, you probably need a partner. And then,
so my partner is Mike Karlowitz, ICZ. He's not Jewish, so it helps also for other reasons too.
For sure,
because we're open 365 days a year.
Yep. I got that. I realized I never really realized that your business, it's almost like the real estate business. Like, it's a year round business.
My other partner in Brooklyn, Aryeh Schwabel, actually comes from the real estate business. So you are correct. It's very valuable to us.
The winter, people looking for great indoor stuff to do. Summer, it's camps. As long as you have the population, the demand is there. So we in the Jewish community, we just have a lot of kids. So we know we have to do stuff with them on a regular, very frequent basis.
Right.
But wow. Okay, I'm sold. I feel like now I'm 10 years too late to Urban Air.
Yeah.
So you told me you're all in on Urban Air. Like that's it. No,
I'm
nothing.
all in. This is my focus, my dedication. My partner as well. We have another partner in Brooklyn also is dedicated. We intend to continue to improve it and grow it and modify it and fine tune it and tweak it to keep it on top.
I'm a former Queen. I grew up in Queens, so I'm going to make a pitch. Look, Queens has all has all the milos, so to speak, all the attributes of Brooklyn. So keep looking in Queens as well.
100%. And you can recommend if you come across some space, you can let me know.
Yes. Well, so you're saying you need 30 to 50,000 square with no columns, no.
Yeah, I mean the columns are hard for us to work around, so we look for space with less columns, bigger ceilings, taller ceilings.
And you need you want to have there's a certain you want 20 feet high?
20 is good, There are certain standards. There's the ASTM standard for different things, so we always want to make sure we meet their standards for heights and, clearance and things like that. So, safety is our focus. We want to make sure that, all of the attractions have safety features that you would not necessarily expect to find. Mm-hmm. All of our trampoline beds, for example, underneath the trampoline bed is a redundant trampoline bed. So if, for example, you were to rip it and fall through it,
there's still another trampoline.
There's another trampoline bed underneath it.
That's a safety measure.
Yeah, for safety.
You didn't need to do it. It's a little bit. It's overkill.
It's the ASTM standard.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you. So, just for me, my most powerful memories of I didn't do the battle thing, but just for me as a parent, I'm a basketball guy. I'm a father of 3 boys. Just the basketball jump. That was always the big hit.
You can dunk?
Only, you know what?
On the low one?
Only in Urban Air, okay? So I want you to know that Urban Air is actually the only time in my life I actually could get close to the rim. So I want to say, I should go, thank you. It was the only time I actually felt like, hey, and I like basketball, but that's not true. In my height, I could touch the rim, but at Urban Air, I could dunk.
That's great. No, that's what we like to have, we want everybody to be successful.
Yes, I'm just saying I'm saying some of my better moments as a parent were actually, was there. And it's a great location. And what I like to say always is Kane Yerba, which you continue. Just first of all, thank you for being here. Just super hatzlacha with the next phase. And do you have anything? What's beyond Gateway? Is it Nassau County or?
Yeah, I mean we're in Queens, Nassau, Manhattan.
And Connecticut, you're not going.
No, there are some in Connecticut. They're not ours.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean we're opportunists and. If the opportunity presents itself, we want to consider it. Yeah. So,
last question. I think I asked you this off camera. The Jewish community is how big is it really? So, in terms of percentage of Urban Air.
So it's interesting. The Jewish community, if you come on certain days during the year, if you come on Chol HaMoed, you would think that's the whole business. And we, as members of the community, we tend to we shop in our community, we dine in our community, we socialize in our community. We don't realize how large the non-Jewish community is. Right. But when you operate in urban air, then you realize it because
we really are a small minority.
We are a very small minority.
Correct.
We're huge on Chol HaMoed or even on an average Sunday, wherever you see Jews in the place. You see yarmulkes, but the non-Jews are the overwhelming majority. But for camps, it is different. Camp is a Jewish thing. The non-Jews are not as camp oriented.
It's expensive, it's not simple. So
right, that has something to do with it.
So you're saying is in the camping, but you're saying
it's mostly Jewish.
Interesting.
Mostly Jewish for the camps.
Do you ever go to some of those camp expos? So there's there are different kinds of camp expos. So.
Yeah. So we do. We exhibit at all the camp expos, and we have a sales staff for group and events. So those guys handle all of the camps, schools. We do the public schools do a thing called the project graduation, where after their prom they go somewhere. So we do those kinds of things.
Urban area is a place to go after prom. Interesting.
So we literally lock them in. It's called a lock-in or a project graduation, and we lock them in for 4 or 5 hours so the parents are comfortable. They're not going to go do something they shouldn't be doing.
It's actually as a safe kind of space.
Right.
Usually not open at night, right?
Right. So it's a private rental. We open at 11 o'clock for them, 11 p.m.
Wow.
We serve food throughout the night or whatever, and they leave at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Okay.
And they love it.
I'm not sure how relevant that is to a portion of our readership, but that's actually, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Interesting.
But that's actually in business. That's really you start a business, and these opportunities come to you, and you never thought about being open from 11 to 5 in the morning. That was not part of the plan, And these kind of things come along, and that's cool,
And sometimes we try to execute on them, and they failed. During COVID, I was so gung ho that we could rent space, party rooms for kids to come do Zoom school, and then afterwards during recess they can jump or whatever. And it just didn't take off at all.
Not a bad idea.
I thought it was just this is going to be great.
But the whole point of Zoom really is to kind of stay at home. It's a nice try though.
So sometimes they don't work out.
You might have been ahead of your time. Last question: have you ever done a wedding? And you ever done a frum wedding at?
No, I would love to. That would be amazing. We've done bar mitzvahs, like the ceremony, like actual laning, davening.
Really?
We've done that.
Like on the trampoline? Or
No. No, we have a section. We set up chairs, and we've done that a few times. We do Sunday morning bar mitzvahs. So often we'll do davening for the Sunday morning bar mitzvah. But yeah, we're still waiting for our first wedding. So
okay,
keep this in mind.
Hopefully it'll come. Okay, great. Yeah. Ari, really great schmoozing with you.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Good luck with Brooklyn. Good luck with all your growth.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to seeing you. To seeing you in the Jewish Link, outside the Jewish Link, all over the community, and continued success.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us on the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting podcast. If you would like to participate or be in touch with us in any way, please email us at editor@jewishlink.news and follow us and find our podcast wherever you find podcasts.